Hello everybody, Matthew here on day 37, I believe we're on, of our 90-day transformation process from mediocrity to mastery, and it's a great pleasure to be speaking with you again today. I don't know what time it is for you. For me, it is just gone 6 a.m. and the stars are out, the moon's out. It's a beautiful morning outside, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a great day. What I really wanted to talk to you about today is what keeps coming back to me more than anything is the miracle of perception. And it may be the greatest miracle, right? That we can change our perceptions. We can change our attitudes of mind. And when we do that, no matter what the event is, right? Because it doesn't seem like we can control all events. Sometimes stuff just happens, right? And it's not about, oh, that event shouldn't have happened. I should have been, if my thinking would have been different, if I would have been thinking more positively, then I wouldn't have attracted that into my life. And I even heard Wayne Dyer say that once. Wayne Dyer was on an interview. Wayne Dyer is one of the best-known personal development kind of gurus out there, right? Like an old schooler, and written, I don't know, countless books on personal development and stuff like that. But I heard him on an interview, and he said that this incident happened where he got in an altercation with somebody when he was out for a walk, and he walked into this person's land, and the person came out and threatened him with a shotgun or something, you know, to get off his land. And Wayne Dyer said, I don't know how I attracted that. I thought I was thinking positively, and I don't know how I attracted that into my life. And so even with all Wayne Dyer's knowledge and success that he's achieved in his life, and influence that he's had, he didn't seem to, anyway. He didn't seem to realize that, that it's not all just about, you think positive and you attract positive things. It just doesn't work like that, It's like somebody once said to me, look, if the army's coming around the hill, the soldiers are coming around the hill, and you're sitting in your in your community, in your village or something, if all the villagers sit there and go, okay, let's just think positive, they're still going to come around the hill and wipe you out. You got to take action, right? You got to take action on it, right? So, I came to I came to question the law of attraction, the way it was presented, the form it was being presented in, and said that there must be more to it than this, right? And there is. And it's not just that we attract stuff. We're on a journey, and we also have to realize that things will be presented to us along our journey. And no matter how positive we think, no matter what great state that we keep ourselves in, we are still going to be presented with obstacles and challenges, some of them seeming insurmountable, right? So how do we deal with that? How do we deal with it, especially when they seem insurmountable? Well, we change our perceptions. Or, as we're learning in this program, we balance our perceptions, realizing that there is an equal number of positives and an equal number of negatives to every single situation, right? If we look hard enough. And I'm still working through that one myself. I'm thinking, well, what about in this situation? Surely that is just tragic. I think about different things, but I'm still willing to go with this paradigm, because it seems to me like a more powerful set of beliefs, a more empowering set of beliefs than any other paradigm that I've encountered. any other set of beliefs, right? Which is basically what a paradigm is. It's this set of beliefs which make up our reality. And our reality is subject to change. And we can change our reality through consciously deciding to change our beliefs. Or our reality may change by an event happening which forces us to change our beliefs. Crazy example, just say we have no belief whatsoever in alien life form other than, you know, amoebas and things like that. And suddenly a spaceship lands beside us and an alien gets out and comes up and starts talking to us in alien language. Then we're forced to change our beliefs, right? You know what I mean? If someone is told that they're terminal with cancer or something, and we believe that there's no cure for it whatsoever, and someone comes along with this purple tincture that they pulled out of the Amazon and says, here, drink this, and they drink it, and suddenly they're cured, quite often we're forced to change our beliefs. But some people will still stay in denial. And some people will say, oh, well, that's a one-off. The doctors must have been wrong in their diagnosis. They must have misdiagnosed. You know, some people will still stay in their denial and not step up to a higher set of beliefs. They'll just brush it off and deny it, right? Don't deny your life. You know, your life is always presenting you with things to help you evolve and to help you grow. And so it's up to you to be able to balance out your perceptions no matter what happens, right? To not let things get you down. Or when things do get you down, which inevitably they will, we're human, right? Some things will inevitably just get us up and some things will inevitably get us down. But when that happens, what's important that we do is we don't allow ourselves to get too down or to stay down for too long, because we have a strategy and a system and a technology to overcome that by what we're learning in this program, and that is to balance our perceptions, right? And when we do that, we rise to a higher level of growth. Every time we meet a challenge, and we're able to overcome that challenge by balancing our perceptions, then we become empowered, and then we rise up to a new level. And at that new level, then we get presented with a new set of challenges, a new set of obstacles. And like I said in previous trainings, that it's like a kid's computer game. But not always a quiz computer game, because a lot of adults play computer games these days as well. And once we pass one level, it's like, yes, we passed the level, you know, we feel a great sense of achievement, and then we go up to the next level. And the next level is different, and there's new rules in the next level, and there's new challenges, but what's happened is we've strengthened ourselves, and we've improved ourselves, so when we get to that next level, we are better able to negotiate the obstacles and to overcome the challenges. So the greatest power we have is the ability to shift our perceptions, to shift our attitudes of mind. And so a lot of people are going through life with their baggage, right? They've got all their baggage over their shoulder. That, oh, I can't do this because of this, because this happened to me. And then it's weighing them down, and it's weighing down their shoulder, and they feel stress in their shoulder, and they feel heavy because they're carrying all their baggage through life. All the reasons why not. All the reasons why they can't do it. All the excuses, basically. A big lot of excuses. But what can we do with that baggage? It's not to pretend it's not there, but it's to use it. Because our baggage are our stories. It's a big bag of stories. Here's all my stories in this bag, right? There's no way I can get over that wall. That wall is 8 foot high. How can I get over that wall? I'm only 6 foot or 5 foot. And look, I've got this big bag on my shoulder. Look at all. This is all the reasons why I can't. Look at it. That's why I can't. And you'd be well thinking, yeah, there's no way you can do that. There's no way you can climb that 8-foot wall with that big bag of stories weighing you down. But what if you used that to your advantage? What if you used your story? What if you used all the reasons why you can't? What if you just said, wait a minute, what if I just shift my perception here? What if I change my attitude? What if I just take this bag off my shoulders, put it down beside the wall, and use it to help me step up? What if suddenly that thing that was weighing me down is the thing that lifts me up? And for many of you, that's what it is. It's your story. Your story is your power. Your story of overcoming. Your story of, look, I went through this. And I was able to lift myself up from it. Because your story is actually there to strengthen you. Everything that's happening to you in your life isn't there to hold you down. It's there to strengthen you so you can overcome the future obstacles, the future levels, like in the computer game. So that little shift in perception, that little shift in images, that change in metaphor, that's a miracle, right? Suddenly you look at the wall and you think, there's no way I can get over that wall. I've got this big bag on my shoulder. That's my whole past there. That's my whole past of why I can't. Why others seem to be able to, but I can't because of this. Everyone has their story. Everyone's had their challenges. It seems that some people's challenges are sometimes seem to be more troubling than others, right? Some people have not had the trauma that other people have had. But that doesn't matter, because from what I've seen, some of the people have had the worst trauma in their lives. They've got a really big bag, a really big story. And they use that to lift them to heights that other people can't get to because of that. So it's a gift. Your tragedy is a gift. Your trauma is a gift. It's there to it's there to help you. It's there to teach you. It's your teacher. Shift in perception. Very powerful thing. So I don't know how that's exactly going to relate to you, but I'm sure you can see it. I'm sure you can see it. You've got to come out of your denial. By the way, anything I say to you, I'm also talking to myself, right? I'm here on this journey with you. Make sense? And so let's continue our reading. We're on page 217 of The Values Factor by Dr. John Demartini. You can go to drdemartini.com to get the book. If this is the first live training you're watching, well, congratulations, you've come to an amazing place. And after you watch this one, you want to go back to the first one on the Be Your Potential channel and watch them all sequentially and take part in the exercises, and you need the book to be able to do that. So I think I sent out an email to all my subscribers last night saying, what's the best personal development book in the world? And if someone to ask me that today, if someone to say, look, I just need one book, I want to change my life, I want to transform my life, I want to, break free, I want to find out about myself and be able to help others and whatever, anything I want to do, I'd just point them directly to this book. I'd say, look, just get that book, right? Make it your Bible. Go through it over and over again. Read 7 pages every single day. And after 60 days, and complete the exercises, after 60 days you will have gone through the whole book. And once you do that, do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again. And after a year, you'll have gone through it 6 times. And you will have refined it. You would have looked over the exercises again and looked over what you've written and refined it each time and added to it. And you will have reached a very high level of mastery over yourself and your life in a year's time from that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing 7 pages a day. I've already gone through this book before, and now I'm doing it again, and I'm doing it with you, right? I hope you get how powerful this is, and you take part in it. Because I know there will be some people that will contact me in a year's time that will have done this, just the way I've said it. There'll be very few people, but there will be a few that will have done it. And I look forward to hearing from you. So page 217, the wrong job or the next job. I've suggested that you complete exercise 1 to see how you can link the job description you're currently doing to your own highest values. In most cases, you're likely to discover connections that you previously had not suspected, which will enable you to find inspiration and fulfillment in a job that you previously may have minimized or found frustrating. In some cases, however, you may discover that your current work situation is not the only or the most effective way for you to fulfill your highest values. When you took the job or started the business, you might have been trying to live by someone else's values, highest values. In that case, the frustration you might feel is there to get you to decide what you actually do love to do. The work you're currently doing is still playing an important role in your life. It is a step you had to do until you are finally ready to be your true self. I've often had people say to me after hearing me speak, I must be in the wrong job. No, I tell them, there's no such thing as the wrong job. You were simply in the next job, the job that was exactly what you needed as your next step. Now you're ready to stop subordinating or sacrificing your highest values to someone else's to find a type of work that truly fulfills what is most meaningful and important to you. A few months ago, I was presenting my breakthrough experience seminar in London. A woman came up to me and said, Dr. Demartini, you're telling us to find a type of work that helps us fulfill our highest values. But what happens if you don't know what you want to do? That doesn't exist, I told her. You certainly do know inside what you would truly love to do. I don't know, she insisted. That's not true, I replied. You simply have fears inside you, clouding your mind and stopping you from declaring what you really would love to dedicate your energies or life to. I don't, she persisted. Yes, you do, I insisted. You are afraid you might not be savvy enough, that you might fail, that you won't be making enough money in that other type of work, that you'll lose money trying to get into it, that your loved ones won't approve, or that you don't have the looks or the vitality to succeed. You're afraid of something, but you do know. The woman shook her head, half smiling. Okay, she said, you got me. I suppose I do know what I want to do, but I'm afraid. So what is it you know that you would love to do? I asked her. I want to do something to help educate children, she said, but I don't know how to make enough money to do it, and I'm not qualified. Wait a minute, I said. The truth is that you do know, so you can first acknowledge that. Yeah, I suppose I do, she admitted. So if you don't have the degree that you think you need, do you have any reason not to go and gradually work toward acquiring such a degree at the same time that you are starting your desired career? I said. Or as an alternative approach, could you ask yourself how not having such a degree could actually be to your advantage? If you kept asking the second question, you could possibly turn your lack of degree from something you perceive as a drawback to something you present as part of your unique perspective and contribution. I myself don't have degrees in all sorts of fields, but I have studied and learned and educated myself, and I go and work in different fields all the time. You don't have to let anything stop you. The woman and I spoke for quite a while. Her immediate concern was that her job as an advisor in a financial planning firm had nothing to do with childhood education, and that she herself had no credentials in that field. I wanted her to see that she was in exactly the right job for getting herself to the next step. So I simply began asking, how is the job you're in now going to help you get to the next step and help you fulfill your dream of working with childhood education? It turned out that she had quite a bit to say in response to that question. She told me that she was making enough money in her current job to afford to take time off and get a degree in early childhood education. She was learning skills at her current job that actually would help her work with children. She was learning the necessary business skills and people management skills needed to run the educational program she desired to find. She was making some important contacts that would assist her along the way. These were only some of the connections she identified between her current job position and the only one she desired to pursue. I encouraged her to identify more and more connections. I simply kept asking, how is the job you're in now going to help you get to the next step and help you fulfill your dream of working with children, childhood education? Finally, the light bulb went off. She realized that her current job was actually the perfect stepping stone for undertaking an ambitious plan of starting an educational foundation dedicated to early childhood education. The skills, social connections, and media contacts that she had developed at her current job turned out to be the perfect training for this new work. All along, the job that she thought was so frustrating and uninspiring was her ideal school for the fulfilling and inspiring service that she now intended to move into. I just wish I had understood this sooner, she told me when we finished talking. All that frustration, all that complaining, I could have saved myself a lot of headaches if I had only seen all along. I was pursuing my highest values. This wasn't the wrong job, it was the next job. It had taken this woman a while to see her current situation was linked to her highest values after all. But once she saw the connection, her frustration and resentment turned into gratitude and appreciation. She realized there was no mistake in her current positioning. This is the power of the values factor. Look at what you love. Two more pages. Let's listen intently to this one. Look at what you love. I had a similar experience with a man in Houston who attended my Breakthrough Experience seminar a few years ago. This man was a non-stop talker. I've never seen anyone who could talk non-stop so smoothly and so fluently for such a long time. He spent most of his time studying personal development, reading books about human behavior, and attending human potential seminars. In fact, he was practically a seminar junkie. So when I asked him what he did for a living, I was a bit surprised to hear him say, "Oh, I'm in real estate." "How are you doing in that field?" I asked. "Well, I'm doing okay," he answered. "Not great, but okay." Well, given what I had observed, that didn't surprise me. A man who loves to speak and who spends every 3 minutes studying human behavior and human potential is less likely to be doing as well in the real estate field than someone who spends every 3 minutes studying real estate. So I said, "Would you like to hear my observation about you?" "Sure," the man said. "What is it?" "Well," I said, "you love talking and you love learning. So it's almost insane for you not to learn and talk and get handsomely paid for it. Would you love that?" "Absolutely," he replied immediately. "That would be great, but how do I do it?" "Well," I said, "why don't you develop a company around that?" The man just stared, not even at me, but off into space. I could see him scanning his entire life. "Wow," he said finally, "that would be really cool, but I don't think I can do it." "Really?" I said. "What remotely would make you think you can't do that?" "Well, I just assumed I had to go out and get a job that paid great money," he said. "I can tell you right now, you're probably not going to find too many jobs that pay well enough to cover all that money you spent on personal development seminars," I said jokingly. "But also seriously, you talk most of the time. You're studying most of the time. Why don't you take everything you've learned and talk about it? I've known you long enough to know that if you did that, you'll excel." Now that he saw what was possible for him, this man was on fire to get started. "Would you be willing to consult with me and show me exactly which steps to take to speed this process up?" he asked me. "Certainly," I said. "Instead of going to the next seminar next week, let's take the seminar fee and use it instead for a consulting session and sit down and map out the entire structure and all the priority action steps required to help you profitably fulfill what you know you would truly love to do. I'll spend the necessary time alone with you, so let's get you on track." We organized a step-by-step system to get this man on track with his new career of being a professional speaker. Before I met him, this man had been working at a job he wasn't quite fulfilled in. I was unconsciously, spontaneously, voraciously reading, taking seminars, and talking to people while freely helping them. Then, after our consult, he saw his real estate work as a stepping stone, because I also had him list all the ways his current job was essential to his mission and was going to help him along the way as a transition into his next dream career as a speaker. Now, after a few initially challenging months, he's on his path and he's making way more money than he did before, doing exactly what he loves to do because he loves to talk and he loves to learn. He has tapped into the power of the values factor and his heart is in his mission. And there endeth our reading for today. So that's it, folks. That was awesome. I got a lot from that today. I really got a lot from that. Because, you know, before we started, I had no idea what I was going to say or talk about. Just one thing popped into my head as soon as I pressed play, and I just started talking about that, and I actually got a lot from it. It was really cool. So thank you for that. You help hold me accountable to doing these, and I look forward to continuing through this next so many days, however many it is. I'm not going to try and work out the day, but that's it for me. And make sure, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to receive regular updates, I send out an email every day letting you know about when the hangout's happening, when the live training's happening, and also various other things that are happening as well. At the moment, I'm in the middle of a launch of a phenomenal new product to help you reach financial freedom as fast as possible. It's only $7, which is just mind-blowingly awesome. So if you want to get hold of that, then you can click on the link below and go ahead, put your details in and get hold of that. And also I'll be sending you really cool stuff via email because right now I've kind of broken through my last number of days, which I found quite challenging, and now I feel a massive breakthrough and I feel really good from it. You can probably see it as well and hear it in my voice. And so I'm guessing if you've been going through all of these, you're also getting your breakthroughs as well. So I enjoy hearing from you, so please send me messages whenever you can. Let me know how you're getting on, and that's inspiring for me. Thanks very much, and make sure click the link below and get started with that. I shall see you again tomorrow. Goodbye now.